Hello, welcome back, Steve's Retirement Corner. What are you waiting for? Hey, man, the past couple of weeks, I guess 2 weeks, I guess now, I've gotten some emails, just a couple, and a couple of comments about old Howard and his situation, giving me the heads up about it, and I really appreciate it, man. It's that's one of the benefits I have by running this channel. Well, by having the channel, I don't actually run it. But you guys keep me up to date on things. You give me things to think about, things maybe I ought to take a second look at. You keep me thinking. And I had already seen that video, but I appreciate the heads up on stuff. I really do. But it surprised me, man. You know, first off, I hated it for him and his wife. It's your retirement is you. It's personal. You're the only one that can make the daggone decision, but it affects everybody around you. You can seek advice and and seek help from anybody you want, but you're the one that ultimately makes the call. But it affects your family. Everybody you deal with day-to-day basis, it ends up affecting. And that's I just hated to see it for him, man. He and his wife. I couldn't imagine. I get upset if the baby has the sniffles. The mental toll, not only the physical toll it takes on him, it's got to be tremendous, man. It's always in the back of your mind whether you act on it or not out in the open. It's got to be in the back of your mind thinking, well, what's he having, another heart attack or what? I couldn't imagine. I just couldn't. It seems like he's recovering well. He's made a couple extra videos since then. One of them was about they think he might have had another one. That was just a couple days after the first one. And then that last one he just made, I think it was yesterday, he made I think they think he might have a-fib, but he has another health condition that might make it hard to treat. They're gonna have to figure out what they're gonna do. And he'd already had a daggone knee operation scheduled this time, sometime in December, but he's had to cancel that. Once you hit about, I always figured it's about 70, 74, somewhere through there. That stuff seems to pile on you, one after the other. And once that happens, from the ones I know, man, it just starts going downhill after that. They start having one little trouble after a health problem after another. And the ones I know anyways, man. And he seems to be hitting his a little early, I think. For somebody in his condition, I don't know the guy personally, but he seems to be doing all the right stuff and still come down with that. He's like a cross between Hulk Hogan and Popeye. He takes his vitamins and he eats his spinach. Seems to have a pretty healthy diet. He plays on a couple different softball teams. He runs. He actually exercises. He doesn't play at it like I do. He even took him scans, check his arteries and stuff, see if they were clear, and he still come down with it. It just I'm glad it didn't take him out of here. But it's almost like there's not a whole lot you can do about that kind of stuff. There's a fella that seems pretty healthy from afar, and he's doing all the right things, and it still almost took him out of here. But that was my first thought, man. I was more worried about her and him mentally, because it's you go through something a tragic event like that, it can work on a person. But it's a similar situation as Norm and Tina. He had to go in I think he was in to have a stent put in, and something went wrong in the surgery, and it didn't go as well as planned, and he didn't come out of it. And you can see the worry on her face now in her videos. I can, but I mean, it's something that can a split second, man, and can change your whole life going forward. It's not something you can plan for. There's no way you can plan for any daggone thing like that. You just can't. You just have to react when it happens the best you can. You know, and that's kind of my whole thing, man. You know, what are you waiting for? You know, you can't tell me that Norm wasn't glad that he had that time to be with his wife, just him and her traveling, doing whatever together. You know, I'll never believe that. You know, if you know, hey man, I ain't got no place in the world to tell anybody to get the heck out of there. I have no ability to do that. But I've seen too many hang in there too long and not get that opportunity at least, or you know, to be retired. That's what you're doing when you're retired. The day you walk out that gate, man, you buying yourself time and opportunity. You know, nobody knows how much time they got, but dadgummit, why would you spend any more time in there if you ain't got to be? You know, hey man, I don't talk a lot about finances. I don't know enough about it. It's personal, extremely personal. Ain't nobody's business but your own. It's embarrassing for us. We could have done a whole lot better. It's just, I just don't know enough, and I don't want anybody to get the wrong reason of what I'm doing, you know, works. It does for us, but it ain't going to do it for everybody else. Because timing is totally individual pursuit, man. It totally depends on too much things that you can copy somebody else and expect the same results. It's just not like that. But I mean, it's flat out truth, man. You got to have enough to get on. You just plain do. You don't want to step out with a $10,000 a month in expenses and have $100 bill in your pocket. But that's common sense. Everybody knows that mess. You know, but if you got your ducks in a row and it's something you want to do, some people don't ever want to retire, man. I don't understand it, but it's just the way some people are, man. Just like I've known people that hung in there too long because they didn't want to, that they were too concerned because all the noise you hear about the outside of retirement. You know, I've known people that just never had no desire to. It just, but man, I mean, I'm telling you, man, you know how it is. You were out there working, busting your own 40, 50 years, raising a family, doing what it takes to survive and get by, and hopefully have a little bit put back. You earn that daggone opportunity to retire if you want to, I think. You know, they just don't hand out them daggone retirements, man. They don't. You know. But that's my point of view on it. I mean, first thing, same for Tina. Man, my heart just breaks for her. You can tell it in her face. You know. I think, well, I've said it before, one of the questions you need to ask yourself is not so much how much you need or are we going to be able to make out or whatever. But 10, 15 years down the road, are you going to be more happy that you got an extra $100 in the bank that you're probably not even going to spend anyways? Or you can be happy you had that moment with your wife, your kids, your loved ones, that you know, that walk in the moonlight with your wife along the beach, or just laid out beside the river there, snagging a few fish. What is going to make you happier in the end? Instead of, hey man, if I work one more year, I can have a few extra dollars. That one more year might be the last year. It's just something to think about, man. But that's the way I kind of looked at it before. That's what, you know, ultimately made me retire. Because or helped me make my decision. Because retiring at 57, it really bothered me, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've said it before on here, and it was the truth. But now once I get in the swing of things, I kind of got out of that right quick. But hey, man, y'all take care of yourselves, man. You know, make it a great weekend. It's already a great weekend here. we're supposed to get some rain and light snow flurries here today, and it'd been sunny about all day. So hopefully they'll be wrong the rest of the winter. It's supposed to be almost 60 next week, couple days. Can't wait. But y'all take care, man, and we'll talk with y'all later.